my baby.
Yo, Fantasy, what you cooking, bro?
Hello everyone, welcome back to Truth is Given. I know it has been the longest time since I've posted, approximately like 3 months or 4 months. I've been so busy and so much has happened since my last video. So much has happened. Really bad things have happened, really good things have happened, but as we know, that's how life is. Please, if you're new to my channel, even though I haven't posted in a long time, please make sure you press that subscribe button. Please make sure you press that notification bell so the next time I post my videos, you're one of the first people to watch. Part of the reason why it took me so long to post a video was because I really wanted the next video to be about this, and I don't think I was emotionally ready to talk about it, and I had to prepare myself mentally and to prepare myself emotionally, and to make sure that I really wanted to share this very detailed part about my life. So without wasting any more time, let us get into it. When I found out I was pregnant for the second time, I cried. I cried and I wasn't in the best state of mind. Emotionally, it was bad. I just remember running to the bathroom and crying. How could this happen? Why me? I'm not ready for a second child. And I had wished it had never happened. I wished I'd never fallen pregnant. So 2 weeks go by, my niece and my nephew come over, and they come over like the weekend or something. And at this point, we thought it was twins because we went to like for a sonogram, and there were like 2 dots, and the doctor didn't say what it was. That didn't say whether it was twins or not, but I just looked at those 2 dots and I'm like, maybe it could be twins, right? So I say this to my husband, it could be twins, right? So then weeks go by, my nephew, my niece come over for the weekend to come sleep over. And my husband had done something sweet that day. I really cannot recall what it was, but I wanted to thank him, if y'all know what I mean. And as soon as we were done and I got off the bed, I started bleeding. Now, it didn't hit me that something was wrong. It didn't click that, oh my gosh, you know what I mean? So the first thing we did was we called my mother-in-law, and she told us we need to hurry up and go to the hospital. On our way there, I remember we got stopped by the traffic cops, and they wouldn't believe our story that we're in a hurry because I could be having a miscarriage. I remember my mom was also in the back seat. On our way there, it wasn't the scariest because honestly, I was in denial about what was happening. I didn't want to accept, right? So we get to the hospital, and as you guys know, public hospitals, it takes a long time for them to attend to you, but it was full, you know what I mean? So I'm sitting there and I'm waiting and I'm waiting, and I'm still in denial. It's still not kicking in. Girl, this is happening. You know what I mean? I still have so much hope, you know? I was torn because this pregnancy was unexpected. It wasn't something I wanted at the time. And I was just on the fence about everything, to be honest. Then finally, after hours, they took me in. And the doctor who was helping me was a male. And he checked me down there. and he explained to me the different types of miscarriage. Now, I would like to tell you what he said, but I don't quite remember the differences. So after he explained to me, I asked him, so, so, um, did I lose the baby? And he says, yes, you have had a miscarriage. Now, I don't cry at this point, right? I don't know what it was, trying to be strong or whatever. And as soon as he left the room, I felt so horrible for not wanting the child, and I felt so bad. Because what kind of person does that make me, you know? And then came this sweet lady. She came inside and she apologized. I'm so sorry. And then she put the sonogram thing over my stomach. And I could see that it wasn't twins. I could see the little hands and the head and the body. It was my child. It was my child, and he was gone, you know? At that point, I'm crying uncontrollably. And then they told me that they're going to give me a pill that will help me get rid of the remains. And from that point, they let me out to go to the waiting room so I can wait for the pills. And that's why I went to go tell my husband. By then, I'd wipe my tears because I have this thing where with my husband, I have to be the strong one. I don't know where I get that from, but yeah. So we go there. I go and I see my husband and I tell him we lost the kid. And I turn around and I walk away because that was very hard. When I left him and I walked back to the bathroom, I remember crying again and apologizing to God for not wanting him. And I apologized to him for not wanting him. I felt horrible. I felt horrible. And then I met a girl when I was sitting there. As soon as I went out, I wiped my tears. And I sat down. And I was sitting there. I was with two other girls who had gone through the same thing. One of them was the exact same age as me, which was amazing because then language-wise we could talk, right? And we did. And her and I had so much in common. And she helped me throughout the whole process. We took the pills together. And after we took the pills, they warned us that you will be feeling some type of labor-related pains. And when you feel like you need to go to the bathroom and let out whatever it is, go to the bathroom and let out. Now remember, you're bleeding. You're bleeding uncontrollably. They have to give you clothes for the hospital and you keep changing them because you're bleeding. And when you go to the bathroom, you're just looking at your child's lost. This is the last thing you'll ever have of your child. This is the last thing you'll ever see of your child. That was a very, very difficult part of it. And they didn't have beds for us then, so we were lying on the benches. But because I wasn't alone, it really made it comforting. And I know that girl was sent by God. I know. Because going through that alone would have messed up my mind. It really would have messed up my mind if she wasn't there. But she was there and she was making me laugh. She was a real pillar at that time. Um, then after all of that, they bring you in again and they want to check if everything is out. And then they told me that not everything was out, that I need to be sucked. And when I was told this, the doctor who told me this would be a very painful process. This is going to, you are going to scream. This is going to be painful. This is a doctor telling me this thing. I couldn't believe how blunt he was. You know what I mean? But that happened. So uh, they took me to a room where this suctioning thing would happen. And when I got there, these nurses were trying to talk to me, make me comforted or whatever. And as I sat there, they said, we're going to try and make you sleep through it all so you don't feel any pain. And I thanked them so much for that. And the last thing I remember was answering just stupid questions. Where did you go to high school? Who's your best friend? Things like that. And next thing I know, I'm out. And when I wake up to my friend across the room and we're looking at each other, you know, and that was it. You walk into a hospital with a child in your belly and you leave with nothing. Some people think that I didn't feel pain through this process, that it was just another pregnancy for me. Some people think I held it together really well. I won't lie, I did. Nobody saw me cry. Nobody saw me cry. Every time I cried, I was in the bathroom, in the room by myself. I miss that baby so much. And I wish that he was here so much. But I know that wherever he is in a much better place. Oh, much better place. And I couldn't be more happier for him. He's my guardian angel. He's my baby. Some people think that just because you didn't get the chance to hold your child, you don't feel anything. I'm here to tell you that the pain is just as real. It's just as real. My friends don't know that this happened to me. A lot of my friends don't know. Um, this is the first time I'm actually telling the full story. This is by far the hardest thing. And sometimes I forget it happens to me, or it happened to me. I do. And that is the scariest part about this whole thing, forgetting. I don't want to forget him. As time went by, there were days that would pass without me thinking about him or it, and I hated it. Hated it. I even came to a point where I wanted to have a tattoo where I could always see it. But instead, I got a picture frame. Let me show y'all this picture frame. So, this is the thing I made for Angel. I don't know if y'all can see. It's probably like backwards, but it says the date, the day I lost him, and it says till we meet again with those little feet. So I put it up there, and I never forget him. And that was the goal of doing this. Losing a child is something that stays with you for the rest of your life. You never forget about it. You'll try, but you never forget about it. And I'll always remember Angel. And that's what I decided to call him or her, because I never really knew, but I just like to refer to him as a him. It felt like a him. Um, I'll always remember him, and I know he's always with
Yo,
me.
fantasy, what you cooking, bro?
I hope you guys enjoyed watching the video, and I hope you guys have subscribed. And if you haven't, please remember to subscribe to my channel. Please remember to share the video with your friends and family. All the videos, I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers by the end of the year. That would be so dope, just so I can reach out to more people. I love you guys so much. Please make sure that you're kind to one another, make sure that you love one another, and make sure that they